What up, y'all? It's your girl D, and this is See Me Through CDs, where I sit right here on this couch, and in this bag, I have physical, actual, drum roll please, CDs. Who remembers CDs? Like, really, who has bags of CDs? Like, I literally have a whole freaking bag of CDs. And what I want to sit here and talk about is give you guys a little back history on what CDs actually were. CDs were compact discs that were created in 1978 or 79 by Japan and the Netherlands, and they made compact discs so you could listen to audio up to 80 hours. Now, CDs were, I guess, the replacement for cassette tapes, and cassette tapes, if you remember, you used to have a Walkman, and then you can plug the earphones into the Walkman and put them on your ears, and you could walk around, jog, stuff like that. So when CDs came out, they made CD players, I guess, to do the same thing as the Walkman did with cassette tapes. But if you know, when you had your CD player, you couldn't really run with it. You couldn't really jog with it. Even if you had the aux cord, who remembers the aux cord? You remember the aux cord? Pass me the aux. So if you remember the aux cord, child, this is going to bring back memories. You remember the aux cord in the car, and you used to plug the aux into the CD player and then plug it into your car. And if you hit a bump, the CD was no longer good. But CDs really was our thing. I don't think we really appreciated CDs when they came out, but now everybody wants to go back to when everything was off the grid, when everything wasn't on downloads. And speaking of on the grid, and when CDs really started to become a thing of the past a little bit, is when 2001, when iTunes dropped, and everybody didn't have to run out and get the physical CDs anymore if you had, iTunes, Apple products, stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about right now. We're going back into the future with CDs. So I'm gonna sit here and pull a CD out my bag, and maybe one, two, depending on how long this conversation is gonna go, and just talk about the CD. Talk about the cultural impact of the CD, talk about how the CD made you feel. Did you go wait for the CD to drop? Was there, I don't even know, was there lines like it was like if GTA dropped or something like that with a game? But I remember when CDs did used to drop, and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to Best Buy, I'm going to Target just to go get this CD. And I remember having my CDs and going to my favorite person's concert and being like, oh my God, if I ever got to meet them, I want them to sign my CD. So I remember all of that. Like, that is so funny to me. So that's what I want to do. I want to sit here and I want you to see me through CDs. So that's what we finna do. So without further ado, my first CD, I'm not sure, but Luther Vandross. I know. Now, unfortunately, can't play the songs, but we can melody, we can harmonize if you want to. So, this is Luther's greatest hits. So this is all the hits. And to be honest with you, I don't even think this one does it justice because they don't have my favorite song on there, which is Wait for Love. Child, I've loved Luther probably since I was a kid. My grandmother, I had one of those grandmoms who wouldn't let you turn the station in the car. So we could not do that. So we would have to listen to WDAS, old school. She didn't want to hear none of that hip hop, Holly rock. That's how she was saying, child. So she didn't want to hear it. And we had to listen to the oldies. But I have also, my cousin has old soul, so it took no time for us to get to love and know these hits. And Luther, whew, he just, that's my boy, Luther. So we're gonna open up the CD first. Now, speaking of this, y'all see what just happened, right? So, if you remember buying CDs, you literally, like I'm about to show you, you literally had to make sure you took the tape off of the whole CD. Because if you went to pop, this little piece right here would come off, and that is the result of this. Now this CD collection is mine, my mom's CDs I found around the house, and I just figured they were sitting around collecting dust, so why not get on here and talk about them? So I know I can't show the lyrics and we can't play the music, but I can show like the inserts. So speaking, I'm gonna be going back and forth, but trying to stay on topic. But if you remember the inserts, we would rip the inserts apart, like not tear them up, just take the pictures and like rip them, just so we can hang them on the walls. Like I remember my first CD I bought was Mario, not Omari Khan, Mario, and the single Just a Friend had just came out. And I remember going to, I think it might have been like Kmart, when Kmart was Kmart, okay? I remember it was one of those stores like that, because I was with my mom and I was looking for the CD, and I was like, I want the CD, Mom, I'm gonna buy it with my own money. And it's so crazy because I cannot find that CD to save my life. I think I just have the disc somewhere, because the case is all messed up from when I told you how you had to carefully open up the case. See, I'm about to break it now. So I had to carefully open up the case, and I remember I still kept the CD, but I took the pictures up, ripped them up, put them on my wall, made posters, everything. But I remember that CD, and I remember even just talking about from back when CDs was popping, you used to could just buy the single, which was just the one song you wanted to hear, or you could buy the whole CD. And when you bought the whole CD, you could find hidden gems. Like, so my mom was like, I don't think you want to get just the single, get the whole CD, because you might like another song later, or you might just want to listen to it, because we know that when music comes out, there's the songs strictly for radio play. But if you're a music connoisseur, like I am, you know the best songs was the ones that was hidden in the CD, and artists used to put bonus tracks in the CD, but you had to listen to the whole thing, and if you skipped it, you'll miss the bonus track. So, but we're gonna go back and talking about Luther. So let's go with the track listing. So the track listings on here, it was 14, and that's crazy because remember when CDs used to come out again, and they really used to have a long track list, and 14 it's like in between, because I remember having CDs with like 23 songs, 27 songs, and in between the songs was bonus songs. So I mean, they really used to put the work in for this. Like, these were their actual products, they were their actual projects, this was their life's work right here. So going back to talking about compact CDs just used to look like this. On both sides, they just used to look like this, and you used to flip it side A and side B, and that's how vinyls used to be. And speaking of vinyls, I got a box of vinyls too. So when we get through these CDs, vinyls might be next. Okay, so the CD used to look like this, but now they used to have pictures. They have the artist name, and I'm not sure, you probably can't really see it, but I don't really want to show too much because I don't want it to get copyrighted, but you can see, and of course it's backwards, but this is Luther Vandross, and then it's greatest hits, and it's kind of like, you know, shimmery, and then it's the track listings, and it's like, you know, silver, and that's how like the pictures and stuff look. You know, he got his suit on real debonair, and then on the back, you know, it's his picture with his white suit on with the black trimming, and then on the front is his black suit, black bow tie, stuff like that. So this is how CDs used to look, and this is how they look now, you know, either with cover art on there, or just like I said, how the words are and everything. So we're gonna go through the track listings. So on here, first song, Never Too Much. Dun, 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 dun. I'm telling you, I sing the song and know the instruments and everything. My mom just be sitting there looking at me like, how do you know this stuff? And I'm like, do you not know who your mother is? Like, do you not know I used to ride in the car with your mother listening to this, because we couldn't turn the station in the car. So Never Too Much, Don't Want to Be a Fool, Here and Now. Here and Now has a good wedding song too. I remember my cousin got married, and that was that was her first dance song with her husband. Love the One You're With. Any Love, Superstar Until You Come Back to Me. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people didn't realize that Luther did a lot of cover songs. Like, these songs were usually written by other artists that were sometimes black, Caucasian, stuff like that. But he did a lot of cover songs. Some of his songs were original, and then some of his songs were covers of other songs too. But when he put his Luther spin on it, you don't even remember who was the original. It became his, okay? So, Superstar Until You Come Back to Me. House Is Not a Home. Give Me the Reason. There's Nothing Better Than Love. And that's a duet with Gregory Hines. And if you don't know who Gregory Hines is, look it up, okay? Look him up, because he's worth the look up. Number 10 is Creepin'. 11 is So Amazing. Oh my goodness. So Amazing is one of those songs that they play on the radio a lot. And like I said, I wish this had Wait for Love on it, because that's my favorite Luther song of all time. Stop the Love. I love you, stop. Home on the road. So Stop the Love. Power of Love / Love Power. So a lot of these are like those songs where it's like it's one song, but then if you let it play, like I said before, you'll still hear another version of a different song, or this is like the part 2 side B of that song. So yeah. And then How Many Times Can We Say Goodbye? And that's a duet with Dionne Warwick. And if you don't know who Dionne Warwick is, she's a good look up too. So yeah. So that's the track listing. And then now we're going to go inside of the inserts. So again, insides of the inserts, there used to be pictures of the artists, pictures of the stuff that they liked and loved, like photo shoot pictures. And then sometimes they used to put the name of the song and the lyrics so you could learn it, so you could sing along, whatever you need to do. So in here is just how long the song is, so the duration of the song, and then like who wrote it. So this was done by Sony Music, and Sony was the Japanese company that I said in the beginning that made the first compact CD in 1970. Let me see, is it 78 or 79? Because I know I wrote it down. I think it's 78. Them in the Netherlands simultaneously, they made the compact CD. And like I said, they made it so it could be another way of just having like something portable with you, as opposed to the cassette tapes and stuff like that. And not just in a CD player. We used to listen to it on like, you know, the radios, the boombox, however you want to call it. And even the cassette tapes, you used to pop it out and put the cassette tapes in, flip it side A, side B. So even with the CD players, when they came out, they had CD players where you just put the CD in and it played on the boombox, or it popped up or whatever. And I remember when the CDs was popping, and like even when DVDs came out, because those are compact discs as well, but we're going to stick on top of the CDs. I remember even when CDs came out and they had the CD player where you could load the disc up, and then that way you can create your own like manual playlist. So you would put maybe like, I want to say 4 CDs, 6 CDs, however big it was and however many, you know, it was that you wanted to load in. So you would load the CDs in there and you would push on there, you know, how you want it to play, and then you would hear it like rotating, lifting up, going down, and it was just so cool. And I remember one of my cousins, at her house, she had like a loader. So I was like, what is all that noise? What is that? And they was like, oh, this is a loader. And I'm like, well, what is that? A CD loader. And she was telling me you can put up to like 4, 5, 6 CDs in there, and you just skip to whatever one you want, and it'll rotate and it'll play it for you. And I'm like, not them making manual playlists back in the day. And even with the vinyls, they had that too, where it was like a little disc that you put in on the actual record player, and it would like load them down after the next one would play, and that was like your manual playlist too. So, and it was like shuffling basically, but like in real time. So going back, I'm telling you, I could talk about this all day. So if that's what it is, that's what it is. So like I said, in here, it doesn't have the lyrics or anything like that, but it just has like, you know, pictures of Luther, and then like the track listings and who made the song. And like I said, this is Sony Music Entertainment. So just like the pictures, you know, Luther. Look looked like he got like a sweater on and like some white jeans or pants. I'm telling you, these when photo shoots used to be everything, okay? Yes. Okay, Luca. Yes. So it was just a couple pages in this one, but like I said, this one, let me see what year this was. Let's see. So this came out in 99. I was born in 95. So don't do the math, but I was born in 95. And so this came out in 99. And all of these other songs came out in different times too. So they have like, you know, the different stuff at the bottom. I know you can't see because it's backwards, but you know. And it's crazy. It's crazy how much CDs have changed. Because I don't even remember prices of CDs. Like I remember going to get Mario and buying it with my own money from just doing chores or just, you know, getting allowance. And I don't even remember how much CDs used to cost. I don't even think it was that much back then. Probably like when they first came out new, they were a little higher, but I don't even remember how much CDs used to cost, and I really do. I should look that up, but it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy how CDs have evolved and how CDs are kind of like now the lost art, and it's so sad because it's like we really used to go crazy over these. And like I said, even having the time where you thought you were going to run into your favorite artist and have them sign your CD, sign the insert, like, oh my God, like I was born in 95 and I grew up in the early 2000s. So you could kind of guess who my favorite artist was, or the like genre of artists that I liked back in the day. And the biggest one when I was coming up was Chris Brown, of course. And I remember getting his CDs, and I remember opening up the CD, and I remember tearing off the pictures, and I actually have his CDs in here. So he's gonna be, you know, someone that I do, because I have a whole collection of his CDs, and I have a whole collection of Drake, and I have a whole collection of Beyonce CDs. So we're going to talk about this. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can come back to my channel and watch this. But I will be sitting here with my bag of CDs, and like I said, we're going to pull out one or two, depending on how long the topic goes, how long it goes all over and stuff like that. But I just want to sit here and talk about the past with y'all, because I know times are kind of weird right now for everybody, and everybody's wanting to go back to when things were just a little bit simpler. And if I can bring you some comical relief and make you remember where you were, how the culture was back then, when you see this CD, then cool. So once again, my name is D, and this has been See Me Through CDs. I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye.